Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I am currently just procrastinating outside the gym. I just had some pump product from Ghost, and for the first time ever I scooped it without coughing and spilling it all over myself.
Maybe. I did it.
But yeah, today I am hitting an upper body workout. I actually wasn't planning on vlogging today because, as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be bringing you through some tips later. So I wasn't planning on vlogging, but I decided I'm going to bring you through my workout because I have a sick upper body workout planned. Gary has just headed into the gym and I'm going to follow him in a sec when I actually come back to life. But while we're here, I have some big news. For the first time ever, I am having a massive sale on my coaching programs. So you'll be seeing this video on Saturday and the sale ends Sunday night. The sale has been running for 4 days only on my new Shape Up with Caroline program. So I'm going to leave it as the first link in the description box. 35% off. You'll get 7 different meal plans a week, customized workout plan, 24/7 email support, access to the Facebook group and my app where I have video demonstrations for every single exercise in the plan. So grab it while you can. As I said, I've never had a sale before and I will not be running sales often on my programs at all. So first link in the description box. I'll also leave my email there if you have any questions for me. I'm also going to be doing 20 minutes on the Stairmaster after I work out. And can you believe it is my first time ever using a Stairmaster? This week was the first time I've ever used one. In my whole fitness career, I've never had a Stairmaster. In any of the gyms I've been to, there just hasn't been one there, so I haven't had the opportunity to. I used the Stairmaster for the first time 3 days ago and it was absolutely insane, way harder than what I expected. I planned on doing 30 minutes but honestly almost died after 20 minutes and the sweat was pouring off me. It was so good. So I'm honestly excited to use it after my session today as well. So I lost my Stairmaster virginity this week after, I don't know, 5-6 years of going to the gym. But anyway, on that note, I'm gonna head in and get this workout going. Okay, that is my upper body session done. I hope you enjoyed it. I am about to go and absolutely drown on the Stairmaster, so I'll catch you at home. The devil. Oh no. Okay guys, so I thought we would sit down and have the chats about dieting, diet plans, how to stick to your diet plan to get the best results. I feel like if you're around for a while, you'll know at this stage, when I'm sitting and when I have this white wall behind me, we are talking business and we're going to get into the nitty-gritty details of sticking to diet plans. So as many of you would already know, I have been dieting, doing diet plans, doing if it fits your macros for years at this stage, and I have had many ups and downs and learned a lot myself through experience over the past couple of years of dieting. I went through stages of restricting and then overeating. I've went through stages of cutting, I've done bulking, and I just want to share what I've learned and what has helped me the most when it comes to adhering to a plan. Because it's all well and good getting an amazing coach, having a perfect meal plan, having a perfect workout plan, and not being able to adhere to it. And that is obviously the most important part. So earlier, I was thinking about this. I had a questions feature up on my Instagram and somebody asked me about sticking to plans. And I was like, you know what? I actually have a lot of experience in this. I took down some tips in my notes and I said I would sit down for YouTube and bring you through the top tips I have. And also, just before I get into these tips, these are all based around fat loss dieting. This wouldn't really relate much to bulking, although some of the points kind of would, but in general, the tips I'm going to give are adhering to a fat loss diet. So my first tip is to find a diet approach that suits your lifestyle. Just because your friends are on meal plans and are working for them, that doesn't mean a meal plan would suit you. There's obviously working off meal plans, working off if it fits your macros, going keto. There are so many different ways to diet. And at the start, sometimes it is trial and error when you haven't done a fat loss diet before and you're not sure what works for you. Some people will have to try a meal plan before they realize it's not right for them. Other people try if it fits their macros and realize they need more structure and need a meal plan. So there is a lot of trial and error involved at the start. But just make sure you do go through that process of dipping your finger in different things and seeing what works best for you and your lifestyle, because it's just really impractical to try a diet approach that doesn't mold into the way you sort of live already, if that makes sense. For me personally, I have been switching between doing meal plans and doing if it fits your macros over the past couple of years. If I know I'm going to be at home and I'm not going to be traveling and I don't have many events on, then I naturally fall into following a meal plan. Whereas if I'm traveling or if I have loads on when I'm at home, I naturally fall into doing if it fits your macros. So first things first, go and figure out what works best for you, because there are a lot of different approaches out there that work for different people. Tip number 2 is all about making sure you have the right mindset and outlook on your diet. For example, instead of saying, oh, I'm on a diet to look a certain way for a certain date, you should look at it as a lifestyle change instead and say you are becoming a healthier person, you're going to eat better, you're going to exercise, and you're going to sleep well to become a better version of yourself. I think sometimes you need to peel it back from just dieting to look a certain way and realize that there's a lot more that comes with dieting and exercising daily than just looking nicer. You're going to be more confident, you're going to have a longer lifespan, you're going to sleep better, your mental health will be improved, and these are all major factors that you can't forget about. Eating well and exercising is the biggest form of self-care and it shouldn't be neglected. So in the past, I did go through a stage where I felt a bit lost with my training and dieting, because I felt like I was only training and dieting to look a certain way for a physical appearance. Whereas when I actually sat down and thought about it, that reason can become very empty very quickly, because there's a lot more to life than just the way you look. It's about how you feel, your skin, your hair, your nails. All of these things improve with better eating habits and better lifestyle choices. So keep that in mind when you are on your diet plan. It's not just for how you look, it is for your overall health and your longevity. So don't forget that. The third point I want to make is that you need to remind yourself, even when you have the perfect plan, the perfect coach, you're ready to go, you're all organized, this is still going to be difficult. Fat loss is difficult. There's nothing fancy or like really fun about losing fat. It's not an easy thing to change your body composition, and that's just something you have to remember in the back of your head, because your daily decisions are going to be affected by your fat loss phase. Making a sacrifice isn't always a negative thing. You need to remember why you're doing it in the first place, like the reasons I spoke about in the last point, and anything difficult will make you stronger. So it's good to have some sacrifice and some discipline in your life. Fat loss is hard, especially at the beginning when you're trying to make new lifestyle changes. So just keep it in mind. Don't expect to wake up, follow your plan and think everything is simple, because it's not always like that. We get good days and we get bad days, and you need to be prepared for both if this is something that you really want. Tip number 4 sort of ties in with tip number 3, but it is you need to be organized. And by organized, I mean you need to be prepared for being in different environments with different foods around you. And if you're on a meal plan, you need to have your meals prepped. If you're on if If It Fits Your Macros, you need to have an idea of what you're going to be eating the following day before you go to bed. From my own past experiences, even when I do If It Fits Your Macros, if I know I'm going to be doing something outside my regular routine the next day, and if I just say, look, I'll wing it, I'll see what foods are there, I always end up going off plan. You need to evaluate your next day. As I said, if you're on a meal plan, have your meals prepped before you go to bed, or else get up early and do it. And as I said, with If It Fits Your Macros, you need to evaluate your next day, who you're going to be with, where you're going to be, because environment plays a huge role in dietary adherence. If you're around people that are eating crap, or people that are super demotivated and not doing the same thing as you, it makes it way harder to stick to a meal plan. So you need to be mentally prepared for these situations. Have a rough idea, if you are doing If It Fits Your Macros, of what foods you plan on eating the next day, and have a plan in place before you go places, because that's where I used to slip up the most when I was doing If It Fits Your Macros and meal plans over the last couple of years. Your environment plays a massive role in how well you're going to do with anything. And tip number 5 is including cheat meals. So a lot of coaches have a lot of different opinions on including cheat meals in people's plans, if you're doing meal plans or if you're doing If It Fits Your Macros. But me personally, in my experience from coaching people and from dieting myself, I always need to have a cheat meal every week. I'm not telling you have to, but for me and for the majority of my clients, I have found that having a cheat meal at the weekends makes the world of a difference when it comes to dietary adherence. And honestly, I think I'd just go a bit mad if I couldn't eat out with my friends. At the moment, I'm on like a mini cut for Vegas, but other than that, I am on a lean bulk, and I have 2 free meals a week. I don't always take them. It's just if something comes up, I will eat off plan twice a week because I'm bulking. If I'm cutting, I normally eat off plan once a week, and it's just a social aspect of it as well. If you're strict on plan every single day, every week, then it becomes very antisocial, I feel. And I personally do think that they help with dietary adherence, because you always have something to look forward to as well. And tip number 6 is having a plan that you actually enjoy. To be honest, that only really relates to being on a meal plan, because with If It Fits Your Macros, you can sort of eat anything you want to a certain extent. Whereas if you're on a meal plan and if there are no meals that you look forward to on it each day, then that's just a recipe for disaster. It's not practical for you, and you're just going to end up probably binging and just going crazy on foods that you felt you missed out on when you were on your plan. So make sure there are meals on your plan that you like and you enjoy cooking and you like the taste of, because if you're on a bland, tasteless plan, I can tell you from experience, you're going to go crazy at some point and just completely scrap the idea of it. Or you could even do If It Fits Your Macros for 1 meal a day. I found myself doing that for a while. I would eat the same 4 meals, and then for my 5th meal at dinner time, I would take the macros each day and change it up so that I had a bit of variety in my plan. So that's something you could try out as well if you are following a meal plan. But yeah guys, those are my top tips. I hope you found them helpful. Let me know how you get on with them in the comment section, or if you have any tips that I didn't mention when it comes to adhering to a diet plan, then leave them in the comment section and I can have the chats with you after the video. But on that note, I think I'm going to end this video here. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.